Hey everyone, it's Carly Hall, and in today's video, I'm going to show you the unboxing, setup, and a reveal of my DreamBox. This video has been in the works for several weeks, ever since I received my new DreamBox back in April. So I'm excited to show you all of the parts of what it takes to receive and set up a DreamBox. And of course, the tour at the end, because I love seeing how everyone organizes their craft supplies. All right, let's get started. Once your DreamBox has shipped, you will receive an email from Create Room that allows you to track the status of your shipment to the delivery hub. And the delivery company will call you so that you can set up a date and time that works for you so that you are there and present for the delivery. I met the driver and he went over everything that was going to happen. He also made sure that I could inspect the crate so that I could see there was no damage. He pulled the crate off the truck and onto the lift gate. And this was terrifying because it looked like it was going to fall off, but he said he's done this before and he knew what he was doing. He also let me control the lift gate, which totally made my day because it felt like I was actually being helpful. I asked him if he could pull the crate into the garage since I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to unpack everything that same day, and I wanted my DreamBox to be protected. I did have to move my cars out of the garage in order for the crate to fit. Once Ryan was off of work, I asked him to help me unscrew the crate so that we could unpack the DreamBox and move it upstairs. It does take a little bit of time to unscrew the crate, and then you are left with some really good pieces of plywood. So I definitely will be using those for some projects down the road. Make sure you pay attention to the directions because there are a lot of helpful tips on how to unpack this and the order you should go in, including the order to remove the plywood sheets around the crate. Once everything's unwrapped, you can start moving your pieces. So we kept everything pretty wrapped up and even laid some foam on the ground to protect it more. We did a lift test to see if I thought it was too heavy to carry up the stairs. And we probably could have done it, but I didn't want to risk the DreamBox breaking. So we decided to take off the extra wing to make it a little bit lighter and more manageable for me to carry up the stairs. Of course, Poppy wanted to help too. In the middle section of the DreamBox, you have all of the totes if you decided to order those. So again, just make sure to empty out all of the cubbies before you carry anything to make it a little bit lighter. I knew that I wanted to take the center table off as well, so I flipped that open and found even more contents inside. So I'm glad that I looked in all of the cubbies to make sure that we weren't doing more work than we needed to. You can see that the tracks are in here with some shelves and some dividers and containers. I used my drill to take off the table. So this is something to consider when purchasing the pre-built service. This centerpiece is almost 200 pounds. I think it's 180 pounds. And I was unable to lift that weight with Ryan. So we decided to start by taking off the table to see if that would lighten up the centerpiece, to see if I could carry it up the stairs. Once the table was off, I realized we could still not carry that together up the stairs, and I was determined to get that up the stairs. So we started unassembling the centerpiece. So hindsight 2020, it may have been better for me to order the DreamBox unassembled, and that way we could have carried up the pieces individually. Seeing it assembled and then disassembling it right then and there really allowed for me to see how everything went together, and it did save a ton of time. We ended up taking off the sides and then split the back piece in two so that we could each carry a piece up the stairs. When we got upstairs to my craft room, we quickly reassembled it, which was super easy to do since we had just taken it apart. I'm glad we did this all on the same day so that we knew what we were doing and were able to get it back together in about 10 minutes. Once the center was up and ready to go, we reattached the wing pieces. The pre-built service does have these attached, so if you're strong enough, you can leave those on and save yourself the extra effort. When you're attaching the side pieces to the main center component of your DreamBox, make sure you have somebody holding onto them because they are not balanced, so they can easily fall over. So make sure you have somebody holding those on until you can attach the hinges. When you attach the hinges, sorry about the camera angle here, You want to screw one screw into each hinge to line them up, and then screw the second screw into each of the individual hinges, and then the third one. That way they all line up perfectly. Then I added the handle hardware and could see the finish line on being done for the night. The next day I came back and started mapping out my plan for my organization strategy. The shelves and the tracks came in the order, and I purchased these bins separately from Target, which I can put a link in the video description. I love these new tracks. In my old DreamBox, I actually had pegs, and so the new tracks are a major upgrade and so much easier to assemble. I love that the DreamBox allows you to put your shelves wherever you want, but they also include a direction sheet, which I'm using in this video to follow along to maximize my space with my bins. Here in this part, you can see that I'm installing the tracks and the bins directly onto the tracks. My old DreamBox had shelves, so eventually I decided I actually wanted to add those shelves in. So the new DreamBox, you don't need shelves. You can just install the bins directly on the tracks, which is super cool. But in the reveal, I will point out the shelves that I had for my old DreamBox that I ended up using since I had them already. One of my favorite parts of my DreamBox are these hooks because I love hanging tools on them, and look how easy it is to install them. If you've been a subscriber here for a while, you know that I've recently downsized my craft room to about a third of the size, so I really wanted to make a concerted effort to utilize every square inch of this DreamBox. So I was way impressed with how many machines I could fit down here, and I was kind of kicking myself that I didn't store my machines this way in my old DreamBox. I even cut out some covers to cover the bins, and I will link those as well. And the last step, putting back the table. As you saw, this did come attached in the pre-built service, but we took it off to lighten the weight, so I just needed to attach that back on. And now it's time for the reveal. I wanted to show you how easy it was to open up your DreamBox. I'm on a low pile carpet, and you can see that I just pull it open. It's not super heavy. There's a little resistance since I'm on a low pile carpet, but you can see that I'm wheeling it open and everything stays latched with these magnets that are between each door. My paper towel roll doesn't fit while my box is closed, so I just added that back on when I opened it up. And then to open up your table, there are these latches that you can secure while you're opening your legs, and then remove the latches and pull down your table. And this table surface is actually a lot bigger than I remembered it being, so I'll show you that a little later on. On the left door, I have a whole bunch of supplies, and this is actually the thinnest part of your DreamBox. So behind this door, you have a ton of storage space too. So behind my door, I have other items stored like wrapping paper and things like that. So even though this is a thinner area, you can fit tools and materials, but you also have room behind your door when in use. On each shelf, you have the option to add these clear shelf guards. And these guards are great for when you open and close your DreamBox. You don't have to worry about anything falling off. And an added bonus, I don't have to worry about things falling off in the event there is an earthquake, since I now live in California. On the rods, I decided to hang some vinyl. So I have transfer tape, white vinyl, and black vinyl. And this has been so nice not to have to dig through my closet to find any vinyl. I can just snip off a piece of vinyl and leave them hanging on the rods and get to crafting a little bit quicker. So I've loved my vinyl on the rods. I may actually order a few more rods. I think the hooks are still my favorite part of my DreamBox, just knowing that each tool has its own home so that once I'm done using it, I know exactly where it goes. On the left side, you have a ton of room for your bins that you can purchase with your DreamBox. So you can do the 12 by 12 bins or the half-size bins and adjust the tracks to be wherever you need them to fit the materials in your bins. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, the tracks, you can slide your clear bins directly onto the tracks, but the DreamBox does come with a few of these thicker shelves, and the thinner shelves are not included. So I added these from my old DreamBox. Again, you don't need them, but since I had them, I decided to stick them in there. and that way I could put smaller bins on shelves, but there are some thicker shelves that do come with the DreamBox. Here's a quick look at how I organize the center with my vinyl and paper and iron-on, and then I even have a Cricut machine down here. The desk area is really large. I have a 3-foot by 2-foot self-healing mat on my desk, and there's even more room than that to work. So it is a pretty good large space to work on, and it's really sturdy. So if you have any concerns about sturdiness, don't worry. On the right side, I organized things pretty similarly to the left side because I wanted some symmetry, but here's a look at all the supplies I added here. And on the back of the door, I used some command hooks to stick up just a couple of mats so that I could easily reach those. Overall, I am so happy with how my DreamBox turned out. It fits so many supplies, materials, and tools, and it has a relatively small footprint in my new, smaller craft room. So I will add the exact configuration in the video description. And if you are considering buying a DreamBox, I'll also add my affiliate link and coupon code. So check that out. And when you're not using your DreamBox, you can easily fold it up and push it off to the side so that you can fit an air mattress or just have room for another use in this space. So I absolutely love my DreamBox, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.